It's the dream.
What's up guys, Nicholas from Treasure Toga here, and today I am bringing as my first video that I recorded on my new PC. I was planning to record gameplay of like Counter-Strike or a game that I'm playing at the moment, but I've always wanted to make a video on how to make my thumbnails, but the old computer I edited on was pretty bad, and Photoshop was like, I don't know what to do. But I have my new computer. I'm going to be showing you guys how I make my thumbnails for most of my videos. I like to change up the style and make my thumbnails, but I'm just gonna show you some of the techniques I use. The way I like to make my thumbnails, or like the process in general. So alright, so the first thing you want to do is go up to the top left and press New or Control N, and I have a preset saved, and the width has to be 1280 by 720. Background content doesn't really matter. Just make sure that your color mode is an RGB and not anything else. So after that, you press OK. You might be left with a white rectangle, or maybe you're gonna see checkered boxes. When you see checkered boxes, that means that there's no background in the image. So just keep that in mind. I'm not sure if there's background noise or not. I apologize in advance. Alright, so the first thing that you want to do, or that I do, is so you hold the left click and you drag down the layer to this box right here, and what that does is it copies the image. So then I have some layer styles that I save, and you can simply save it after putting some of the effects. You press new style and then you save it. So the style that I want to use is this one. So what you would do is you can adjust the size to however you want it. Just make sure the position of the stroke is inside and the opacity is at 0, and then inner shadow, I keep it all the way up at max and the opacity at 75. I'm not sure if the angle matters, but just keep it at 90, or just do whatever you want. You guys don't have to follow this exactly, but just do it the way that you like it. Alright, so let's say I am making a video about just think of a game, H1Z1. So you just search up H1Z1 or something particular you have in mind. And if you don't want, so let's say I want a specific part of the image. Let's say I want this thing, the guy holding an axe. I would crop that out in Photoshop, but the easier way to do it, which sometimes I do, sometimes I don't do, depending on if I have the image that I want, you just search up H1Z1 or whatever, PNG, which is a type of file, and make sure that it has these checkered boxes in the background, and that means that the only image that you're gonna have is just, like for example here would be the H1Z1 logo and nothing in the back. Let's just use this image. Alright, so you save it, you save your image to wherever you want. I'm just gonna save it to my desktop. Alright, so now that I have it on my desktop, what you want to do is you go to your file explorer. I'm using Photoshop CC 2017. If you're using CS6, if you're using Photoshop CS6, there would be in the file thing, there would be a part that says place. So place. Oh, never mind. I could do it on here. I never knew this. Alright, so you can either just drag it in, or copy and paste it. I'm not sure if copy and paste it always works. I'd rather just save the image. Alright, so here it is. Just place it, and then here it is. So I automatically have it. So let's say you place it, right? Press Control T, and then it'll have it with this thing. So what you want to do is, if you don't want to like ruin the dimensions of it, what you just want to do is hold the shift and then just move from the corners, and then it'll just make it bigger and smaller. So center it, just move it, adjust it until so for example here, this isn't really centered that well just because his arms, I don't know why this arm looks bigger, looks longer than the other one, but just move it around. These pink lines will help you. I'm not sure if that's there by default, but that's just how I have mine. And just make sure that the layer that has this little border thing is always at the top. So I'm just gonna remove this from the back. Alright, so let's just search up grass background, or I don't know. Honestly, it could be whatever. Just search up grass H1Z1 or H1Z1 landscape. What you want is try getting an image with the higher resolution as possible, because you don't want the image to look low quality like this one. Like, although it looks like a nice picture, it's really low resolution. At least like 1280 by 720. That's the ideal size that you would want to put as like images in, well, at least backgrounds in your thumbnails. I'm just gonna use this one just for example. So I'm gonna save it to my desktop, or if you guys wanted to save it wherever, doesn't really matter. Alright, so you go to place length, or if you're using CS6, it's just gonna say place, or you could just drag it in from the file explorer, but I'm doing it this way. Here's the image. I'm gonna drag it under, and I'm gonna try adding some effects to it. I like playing around with it. Actually, I'm gonna do something that I do once in a while. So what I want to do is you're gonna press on the top image. This is what I'm doing, for example, and I'm going to get this tool, the eyedropper tool, I believe it's called, and just go to this layer and get the exact colors of this. So what I'm gonna do here is, if the paint bucket's not here, you right click it and you press gradient. So then I'm gonna select this, I'm just gonna drag it like this and just play around with these settings. You honestly can do whatever you want, it's just personal preference, and I'm gonna put it like this. There's plenty of different ways of doing this, but it's just the way I'm doing it. I'm gonna copy this just because I want to make this all black. I'm going to show you exactly how. So just go to styles and then press this if it just doesn't let you go to color overlay immediately, and then press on this box, go all the way down to the corner where it's black, press OK, right click this, and what you want to do is convert to a smart object, which keeps the proportions of everything and it just makes it an image of like the way it was shown. And to undo that, you would just rasterize it, which you need to do some things, which I will show you later on. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna turn down the opacity of this just a little bit, and I don't know if this is gonna work, but if I put an inner glow, see if this, okay, so it does not work, so I'm gonna have to do this on this layer, and there we go. Too much. Alright, so I'm gonna add a white stroke just to emphasize this. I'm gonna make sure it's outside as well. Well, I mean, if you want it inside, that's perfectly fine, but this is how I'm doing it and how I usually do it. So do that. And now that I think about it, I think I would rather have this a bit darker. So I think it was multiply. Just change things around. Actually, yeah, I think this looks better. Let's make the colors more. Alright, so I'm just gonna keep it like this, and then I'm gonna make a new layer and put it on top of these. You could download plenty of different fonts from thefont.com. To download the actual fonts, make sure you have WinRAR, and if not, I'm pretty sure Windows automatically has an extract feature. I'm not sure if it's only Windows 10, but I use WinRAR. I will put a link to it down below, and you could just look at different fonts that you would like, and there's lots, I mean a lot of different fonts that you can choose from, but I'm just gonna use the ones that I already have pre-installed to my computer, or the ones that I downloaded myself. So I'm just gonna press this up here, and you can look through all the different fonts that you have downloaded on your computer. So when I'm looking for it, I'm just gonna put how. Gonna make another one just so I can like adjust it however I want. If you want it all together, you could just make one layer, but sometimes I make separate layers for each word. So I think I'm gonna put to and make together, or I'm just gonna put make a. You know, you need a creative vision for doing this. Just kidding. Honestly, anybody could do this. Actually, I mean, you do need to be creative. You'll eventually gonna learn and find your own style of making thumbnails. It just all comes naturally. Now that I noticed this little corner is bothering me, so make sure you take your time and make everything the way you want it. So I'm just gonna press shift. I'm gonna press on one layer and press shift, which highlights it all. But if you, let's say you want not to highlight this one and this one, you press control, so it doesn't like highlight all the ones. So if you don't want to do that, just press shift and then it'll highlight all the ones from here to here, or from here to here in this case. So I'm gonna press control T, shift, and then I'm gonna drag this a bit smaller, and I'm just gonna adjust it to the middle. And now I think looks much better. This I'm just using this font as an example, just so I can look at how the different fonts look like. This is not the final one for sure. I don't really like it. Alright, so here I noticed an error. I spelled Photoshop wrong, and I spelled using wrong as well. Oh my god. Just if your computer seems to like crash, like the applications or everything in general, I would recommend doing this. This happened to me plenty of times where I make a mistake in like the text, or the app crashes and then I just lose all my progress and I can't fix it. So what you want to do is save as. Just go to file, save as, and I'm going to save it to the desktop. Name the file however you want and put thumbnail. And the file type, make sure it's at PSD versus Photoshop PSD. I'm going to save this. And then OK, maximize compatibility. Alright, so then what you want to do now is just go on any of these, highlight it by holding the left click, and just scroll through and look for a font that you like. And I'm not sure if this is on CS6, I do not remember, as I started using CC 2017. You press the star and then it just basically it highlights the fonts that you like using. I'm good with this one, how to, and then you can just highlight it. If you're using the text tool, you don't have to press the layer, you could just highlight it, and then it's gonna be all the way on the top as like the most recently used one. You can press this or just press on the side. Highlight this. Alright, so then as you can see, these are terribly aligned. So what you want to do is while selecting this, the move tool, I'm pretty sure it's an arrow. It looks like the pointer for Windows. I'm not sure if that's how it looks like for the CS6. I haven't used that one in a long time. But you can use that or the arrow keys on your keyboard, whatever is comfortable for you, wherever you like. It's all preference, honestly. And just align all of these together. I don't want them to be too close, just because I want to put effects on it, and then that might get in the way. I'm not really sure, but it's better just to have it in some space so it's at least like easier to read for the people that are going to be watching your content or whatever. Just remember, it's all preference, and try to be patient. Don't rush anything. And if I'm going too fast, just pause it. Feel free to pause the video, go back, do whatever. If you want to customize one of your layers, what you want to do is either right click this and press blending options, but the way to do it is double clicking your left button on your mouse, and it'll go to this layer style thing. And if you only see a few of these boxes, go to styles and then press this box, and that will allow you to see all of them. There are plenty of different types of layers styles that you can make. I'm pretty sure there's packs that you can download just by searching it up on YouTube. This is one of the ones that I made like recently. I'm just gonna show you a random one, or I'm gonna show you how to make a layer style from scratch. You could do it however you want. Just play around with all the features and understand the terms and like what a stroke is, the drop shadow, auto glow, everything. Just get comfortable with the application. So what I'm gonna do is go to gradient overlay. I'm gonna make this thumbnail red. The text, I'm gonna make it red. And actually, I'm gonna press this again. I'm gonna press Control C to this highlighted box here. I'm gonna press on this box. Press Control V to paste it onto here. And gonna go back here, and then just make this darker. And then I'm pretty sure it's how you make a new. This is the one part that I don't really. Alright, there you go. So you just press this, As you can see, that made a new one, so I'm gonna get this again. Control V. I'm gonna paste this onto here. Alright, so I'm gonna put both of these boxes like really close to each other, like this. As you can see, it makes it appear like this, so I'm gonna move this a bit more so it's centered better. And I'm gonna go to inner glow. You can do it however you want. I'm just showing you this is how I'm making it at the moment, or just for this video at least. I'm gonna go auto glow. Oh, actually I don't really want that. I'm gonna put a drop shadow. Alright, so put this at 75. And I don't know what else I'm going to be doing to it. Actually, just to make things simple, I'm going to keep it like this. To save a style, I'm going to press new style. You can name it if you want. It's not really necessary. I don't think you have to. You can keep it on or off, whatever you want. Just press OK, and then now it's going to be all the way to the bottom, or the last one, the most recent one that you save. Whatever layer that you want to make the way it's edited to the specific style, and you could just double click either. Like, actually, it doesn't even have to be the text. It could be any of these if you really want, but this is just how I make my text. Just go to styles, go all the way to the last one. You might not have as many as I do, but yeah, so just double click it, styles, all the way to the bottom for me. And you can change the colors to however you want, or everything just the way you want. Just remember that this is not the only way to make thumbnails. There's plenty of different ways that people make their thumbnails. Just make sure that just don't become too dependent of different people. Just do things the way you want. Don't like expect other people to do everything for you. That's an important thing to know in life. It's not like I'm that old either, but that's just an important thing to remember. Just gonna remind all of you guys. And now that I have all the layers the way that I wanted it, what you want to do is you can highlight all of these, shift, and so let's say all of them are like this. So if this is right here, you would have to drag it under just to make it easier. All the texts are together, so this is highlighted. I press shift and I press up here, and then control T, shift, and then make this bigger. So I'm showing it here, or I could put this in the middle. I'm gonna put it here. Alright, so this is here now. I'm gonna try making this as aligned, it's like equally as I can. I think this is good. Alright, so what you want to do now is, if you're gonna do this, make sure that the text is big when you do it. Just so, like, if let's say it's really tiny, the quality of the layer is gonna be really bad. So just save it really big. I'm just gonna do this now in advance. And then if all these are still highlighted, you right click it, convert to smart object. So now all your text layers are like this, just one layer. But sometimes I do this, so I'm gonna press Control Z, I believe it. Yeah, Control Z. Alright, so that undoes what you just did. Undoes, whatever. And sometimes I do this. I just highlight all of them, I copy it, and then I make a new folder, and then I just make it invisible by pressing this button, and then I just do that again, just so that if I want to go back, I don't really have to take too many steps back. Alright, so you get the smart object, press shift, make it smaller to the size that you want, or anything just the way you want. And then I have this way. So now you right click it, rasterize the layer, and what you're gonna do is you can press Control and press this box right here, and then you're just gonna see there's gonna be these little lines around all the border of everything. Alright, so select, modify, expand, and I think 8 is fine. Or turn the bottom layer into a smart object, And alright, so you want to rasterize it. Just be patient. So I'm gonna turn this into a smart object. After I did that, just to make sure everything's alright, I'm gonna go to color overlay, white, and then most of this should be white now. Alright, so I'm gonna press this. Okay, so now that I did that, I'm going to shift, make this 1 by pressing convert to smart object. I'm going to move this. I'm gonna place this a bit more to the right. Then drop shadow. As a drop shadow. Now that I think about it, I think I should make the text a bit smaller. I'm just gonna make this. Align it. I'm gonna get a Photoshop logo just for the sake of the video. Or whatever you're doing, just like just to emphasize what the video is about. Just to get pictures that you think will help make the thumbnail better. So I'm gonna get a picture of the Photoshop logo, and I'm going to put it right here in this corner just to fill up some space. You don't always need to fill up space, but I just want to put this Photoshop logo right here. I turned it a bit just to make it look cool, I guess. I'm just gonna put a drop shadow. I think that's better, and I think that's it. So what you want to do is save as. Save it as a JPEG or JPEG. This one, make sure it's not one of these. It's this one. Save it wherever. You're gonna call it thumbnail. This is just the name I have it as. Put it as whatever. You save it, and then the image quality. Make sure that it's at least at high or maximum. Sometimes maximum might make the file too big, and the thumbnail won't be accepted by YouTube, for example. So I keep it at 8 most of the time. So I press OK. Let's say that the image is too big. You just you go back by pressing open or Control O here, and then you go back to the picture. You save as again, JPEG. Save, and so you go to here, and then just make the quality smaller or bigger depending on. So like, let's say the image is too big, you make the quality lower. Or let's say it's too small, make the quality higher. But I recommend keeping it at 8 or 9. So alright, thank you guys for watching. I'm sorry if I sound kind of dry or bored. It's just I don't really make commentaries that much, so I hope I get more comfortable doing this. Or you guys enjoyed the video. If I helped you, if anything, just leave a comment down below. Email us, preferably just leave a comment if you guys need any help, and I'll make sure to reply. Leave a like if you enjoyed, or just any feedback. And thank you guys for watching, and I hope you enjoyed the video.